Hi, everyone. So, I wanted to come to you one final time and ask for a few minutes of your attention. And so, usually, the last class day, I like to do what I call my last lecture for my students and just give you some information that I can't teach you or that no one can teach you. And just try to, I don't know, I'm stuttering, so I'm rambling. Anywho, so you'll notice on the screen that there is a poem. It's called Life's Wages by Jesse Rittenhouse. I first heard that poem in high school, and for some reason it stuck with me, and I like to share it with my students. The first thing that I want to tell you, though, is that that poem has absolutely nothing to do with money. It's about life and choices that we make. And so, what I like for you to know is that life is nothing but a series of consequences that's based upon the choices that you make. And so, be cognizant of the choices that you make and know that whether it's good or bad, there's going to be a consequence for whatever choice you make. So, think them through before you make them. And I like to share with my students usually in the beginning of the semester, but for you guys, I'm doing it at the end. I myself have made choices. One of the choices that I made was to drop out of high school. That's right. I am a high school dropout. However, I also hold several degrees and I am a published author because I decided to keep going some point in my mid 20s when I was a mother of three and already married. And I just decided that saying, "Thank you for choosing McDonald's. How may I assist you?" was not for me. I could not continue to do that. I had to do something else. And so for the first 18 months of his life, my youngest son came to school with me because at the time, the University of Houston did not offer daycare. And so he'd come and he'd sit on my lap. And my choice was to either use not having daycare as an excuse or push through it. And so I pushed through it. When I didn't have daycare and my husband couldn't watch him, then my son came to school with me. I often tell him that he went to college before he ever went to preschool. So again, I know that earning your education is arduous. You have a life, and life gets in the way sometimes, but you can't let that stop you. You have to keep going. And even now, you are 3 weeks closer to completing your journey. So, whatever your plans, your goals, your dreams, your ambitions, you're that much closer. So, even though it's hard, keep going, keep pushing through. You have the ability to be great. And I tell students all the time, I've never had a student fail my course because of ability. They may have failed the course because they didn't complete assignments or they stopped showing up or for whatever reasons, but no one has ever failed my course because they couldn't do the work or because their work was subpar. So again, you've come this far and believe in yourself as much as I believe in you, and believe me, you can get it done. When it comes to choosing your careers, do something that you can see yourself doing 20 or 30 years down the road. Something that you can see yourself waking up to every single day and still loving it as much as you did the very first day or as much as you did when you were in college dreaming about it. Because happiness is not based on a dollar sign. I know people that make well over six figures a year and they are not happy. They hate going to work and so on and so forth. But life has to be about more than just a dollar sign. So think about that and be kind because life is filled with enough ugliness and we don't need to add to that anymore. So you never know that something you say or something that you do can be the thing that helps somebody else continue to go. So you can be that block where they already have so much on them, and something that you just said was the final straw and they can't do it anymore. you could be the thing where that thing that you said was something that helped them kind of shift the load and make it a little easier to bear. And speaking of easier to bears, I know that you are no longer my group anymore, but I am always here for you. So if you need to talk, chat, vent, scream, curse, yell, or you just need a listening ear or someone to sit in silence with you, my door is always open. Feel free to contact me, and I will be happy to assist you in any way that I can. When I had the office, is still there. I miss it. But when we were on campus, I often had former students that would come to my office, and sometimes they needed to just vent about things that were going on with their life, or they wanted to discuss something that with another professor they weren't really understanding the assignments. They didn't know how to talk to that professor or approach that professor. Or I've had some students that would just come to my office and sit in silence. They're like, I don't want to talk right now, but I just wanted a safe place to just sit for a minute. I had one student come in and she just laid her head down on the desk in my office and just cried. I'm so sensitive. But my thing is, I will be that person. Vent to me, scream to me, yell to me, curse to me, ask me questions, or just sit in silence or come lay your head down and cry, and I will be that person for you because we all need that person. And stay true to yourself. Life will try to change you. People will try to change you. Circumstances will try to change you. But always be someone who can look themselves in the mirror, because that's the person that you have to face every single day. And when it gets harder and harder to meet your own eyes in the mirror, then that's a sign that maybe you should stop whatever it is that you're doing, turn around, regroup, take a deep breath, and go a different way. I like to give the analogy that if you were heading to Galveston and you got on the freeway and you're on 45 and all the signs are saying I-45 north, I-45 north, Dallas, north, Dallas. You wouldn't just keep going and be like, let's see how this is going to turn out. No, you'd exit and you turn around to correct the direction that you're going in. And so you have to do that sometimes with life. You have to correct the direction that you're going in, and that's okay. I mean, I am 50 years old and I am still making corrections and adjustments in the direction that I want my life to go in. And so that's okay. Uh, if you like the technical communication class, and if you will be in a field where you will be doing a lot of writing, I like to suggest that you take a linguistics class when you get to the 4-year university. A linguistics class shows you sentence structure. It shows you how to properly use words in a sentence. It shows you about determiners and modifiers and adjectives and articles. And each word that appears in a sentence has a specific job to do, and you learn how to construct these things correctly. And I myself love the class. It was a challenge, but I love the class. And I can't think of too much more that I want to tell you guys other than I believe in you. I believe that you've come this far, and I believe that you can go as far as you like to go. It is strictly and completely and totally up to you. So that's all that I have for you guys. You've been a wonderful class. This was a really fast 3 weeks, but it was a great 3 weeks. And you guys did great. So give yourself a round of applause, pat yourselves on the back, and all that. Take a break, take a breath, relax, and then get ready to come back and do it all over again for the spring, because you're almost there. You're almost there. You can do it. You can do it. Rah, rah, rah. So that's all that I have for you guys today. Have an excellent evening. Check your grades. You did awesome. And that's all from Professor Bridges. And I hope to see you all again in cyberspace, in the hallways, all that. Bye.